Hello everyone, this is Godzilla Wolf 1 with a toy review. Today I will be reviewing the Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Shockwave. Now this is honestly the only one of this wave of Fall of Cybertron toys I actually want to buy. I don't have anything against Optimus Prime or Jazz, it's just Jazz does not really appeal to me. I think the Optimus Prime mold looks a lot better as Ultra Magnus. From what I've seen, they're supposed to be repaint. The second wave or third wave is going to have a repaint of Optimus Prime as Ultra Magnus. I think that mold works a lot better as Ultra Magnus than Optimus Prime. Anyway, this is from the new line of Fall of Cybertron. And it's well, first let's look at the packaging. There's a nice picture of Shockwave's in-game model. Transformers Generations. And then there's I think that's the in-game model of his vehicle mode. Shockwave, Decepticon symbol. Nice half Decepticon symbol right there. And I think that's the in-game model there too. Anyway, on the back, Transformers Generations, there's a nice picture of his figure and his vehicle mode, and there's his bio. If you want to read it, please pause right now and do so. Okay. And here's something really cool down here, the tech spec. This is like how they used to do it in not Generations, in G1. And I kind of think that's really cool that they did this. This is probably one of the few boxes I'm actually going to display my Transformers with. Okay, now onto the figure. His vehicle mode is a Cybertronian artillery craft, it said on there. Very nice detail all over the figure, really. I mean, you even got boosters back here, if you can see that. It's not painted or anything, but it still does a nice job of representing the engine. Detail all over the top, all over the wings. And I'm not sure how well this is showing up, but he's kind of got a bit of a matte finish. The silver doesn't have it, but the purple has like a matte look to it. And then there's this right here. Well, here I think it would be his cockpit, but in vehicle modes is his chest piece. His robot mode is his chest piece. It's like a purple transparent plastic, which I think looks really good right there. There's a gun barrel, which mine has a bit of a paint error, if you can see it. Either this side here is not painted enough, or this side is painted too much. That's honestly my only real complaint about this figure. Gun is incorporated into his vehicle mode. Nice silver paint too. Yeah, underneath you can kind of tell this is a robot, but anyway. I'm not sure how well this is showing up on camera, but if you look really closely, he has like this worn look on him. That sounds weird, but it seems like he's got a bit of weathering to him, which I kind of like, because this is supposed to be the gritty, war-torn game, so yeah, that makes sense. Now one thing, well, it's not really obvious in vehicle mode, because he actually has a pretty decent-sized vehicle mode. To show you, here is War for Cybertron Megatron next to him. And as you can see, War for Cybertron Megatron is a bit bigger. But really, the vehicle mode does not look that small compared to the War for Cybertron figures. That's a complaint people have had, is that the Fall of Cybertron figures are smaller. And they are, but I think there's a reason for it I'll get into later. But first, let's get into robot mode. First step in the transformation is to grab the engine back here and pull down. It's actually in there kind of tight. And next, you go around here, unpeg them, and fold them down. Well, my camera's focus goes out of whack, sorry. Then let's go down here, unpeg, just split this part apart, and fold this up, and remove the gun. And also this is one of those toys where if you lose the weapon, you're kind of screwed because the vehicle mode just won't look right without the weapon. Anyway, let's unpeg this part right here, this part of the leg, and flip it all the way over, and it will peg into place. There's a peg right there, hole right there. Peg it into place. And fold out the foot. Same thing on the other side. Let's see if I can show this a little better. Oh, that's, sorry. Okay. Then fold it all the way around and peg it into place. I mean, it doesn't lock in, but it pegs in rather nicely. And then you fold this entire section all the way over. There are peg holes in there, peg holes right there. And this is something cool, like right in there, there's a trigger. So when you fold this all the way down, if I can get it to work, the head pops up, which I thought was cool. And lastly, you plug in, sorry, I had that off camera. You plug a peg right there, hole right there, you plug the shoulders in, rotate the arms around, and flip out the hands. It's kind of hard to do. Actually, this one here is really tight on mine. But then you just fold out the the fists, flip up the wings on the back, and there you go. Transformers Fall of Cybertron Shockwave in robot mode. And as you can see, he has really nice light piping. I mean, this is rather dim light in here, and the light of the eye is just glowing. See, that's really good light piping. I really like that. The chest, now you see the chest is in more detail, little Decepticon symbol, some nice purple paint to represent Dark Energon. On my camera, he's kind of coming off as a darker purple when he's really, actually, not a bright purple, but a lighter purple. And I think his shoulders up here are actually a different shade of purple than his main body is. But anyway, there you have his chest, nicely detailed, which my camera is not wanting to pick up for some reason. I don't know, something's throwing my camera's focus off. I don't know what it is. But anyway, nicely detailed all the way around. And he doesn't have that much of a backpack, actually. I mean, yeah, he does kind of have one, but it looks more like a jetpack than just a backpack. Nice head, which is not wanting to work for me. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, nicely detailed head. And all this little wiring detail around the head is really nice. Moving down the legs. Very nice. So overall, very detailed. Very detailed. Like I said before, excellent light piping. And something cool is even the light piping is detailed. There's even detail there that kind of runs in with this, which I really like. I really appreciate when they do that, because a lot of times they'll just make this a flat piece of plastic for the light piping. So I really do like that. Very nice figure. Now, as for his gun, which has very nice silver paint, very nice purple, and it's just a very nice gun overall. One thing you can do is you can pull this part off to get like a triple barrel blaster. I think Pia said this actually. This seems like it's one of the weapons you get in the game that you'd be able to pick up. So if you want to give this to someone else but don't want it to be Shockwave's gun, you can just take this part off. And be very careful not to lose it. Now he can hold this in his hand with this peg, or if you actually don't want him carrying it, you can just plug it right in there on his back and he can hold it back there. Or, this is one of those things that you've got to have with Shockwave, because it's kind of his signature thing, is you can fold his hand up all the way on either arm. You can do this on either arm. And there is a peg right there, and a slot right there on his arm. And you just, and this actually is a very tight connection once you actually get it in. And there you have him have his arm cannon. Okay, as for posability, he has a swivel for his head, not a ball joint, unfortunately. Yeah, this is on a spring for the automorph, but that's it. Shoulders go 360, or they would if the wings didn't get in the way, but, you know, the wings can actually be moved any way you want them to. Arms go in and out, like at that. Got a 90-degree bicep, elbow joint, which is the ball joint. And then he has this kind of weird joint above the ball, that, which can bend out. Which is kind of tight on mine. So you can do that. I don't know what poses that would be good in, but if you can get them to work, good for you. Same posability on this arm. The legs are pretty posable too. What is wrong with my focus today? I don't know. No waist joint, which is kind of a shame because they really could have put one in. Nice ball jointed hips, get a full range of motion. I think about 90-degree knee movement, and the toe joint can move in and out. So lots of good posability on this guy. You can actually get him into some really nice poses. I mean, he's a nice figure. Now, like I was saying, some people were complaining that these are smaller figures. For example, let's get Transformers Prime Soundwave over here, who is not the best case here because he's actually a pretty small figure. And, you know, actually, he's in pretty good scale with Soundwave, whose mine's not wanting to stand right now. But that's not really a fair measurement, really, because Soundwave's kind of small to begin with. But I think he's actually in pretty decent scale with Soundwave, really. And actually, Shockwave actually feels heavier than Soundwave. Hold on, let me transform Fall of Cybertron Megatron over out here. But, like I was saying, a lot of people were complaining that the Fall of Cybertron toys seemed a bit smaller than previous ones. Which, it's actually, I've got a reason for it. I'll get into that in a second as soon as I get... Sorry. I don't have video editing software with this new camcorder. I apologize for that. But my old video editing software just will not work with this new camera. So I've kind of got to do a lot of stuff I don't like doing, like having to do full transformations for figures that I'm scaling with off screen so that I can show you both. Which is why, yeah. That's one of the reasons I chose Fall of Cybertron Megatron, War for Cybertron Megatron anyway, is because he's got a fast transformation. So, you know, unlike Optimus Prime, who has a pretty complicated transformation. Okay, here is War for Cybertron Megatron, who, yeah, when you got them both standing straight up, is actually, there is a size difference, but it isn't as extreme as people have made it out to be. I mean, they actually look pretty decent in scale. And that might just because I'm using more for Cybertron Megatron, but it's not that bad of a scale. I mean, yeah, this guy is a bit smaller, but he's not that much smaller. I mean, yeah, he's a little smaller, but he actually looks pretty good next to War for Cybertron Megatron. But one of the reasons I think that is the case is and my dad has also looked over this guy and agrees with me. This guy feels heftier than he seems like he should for his size. He has a bit of heft to him. And this plastic doesn't feel cheap at all. It feels like pretty durable plastic. Like his wing right here, there's no give at all in it, and it's pretty thin. But there's absolutely no give. It feels very, very durable. On the other hand, something like War for Cybertron Megatron's feet, these actually feel cheaper to me, and not cheaper, but less durable than Shockwave's. So I think part of the reason is the Shockwave, and he's the only War for Fall of Cybertron figure I own right now, so I can't tell with 100% certainty. But he feels more durable. I think they changed the kind of plastic they were using to a more durable kind. I cannot confirm that, but it honestly feels that way to me. But anyway, I think that's one of the reasons why they made him smaller. And I honestly don't mind, because this still feels like a deluxe class figure to me. There's nothing that feels like he's cheaper to me. He just looks a little smaller. So I don't so quality has not gone down at all, just size a little bit. And that's my mom right there. So I better finish this up. Anyway, I recommend Warfall Cybertron Shockwave. I hope you enjoyed this review. Bye.